Hi, I'm Susanna and welcome to the Langborough Wildlife Garden. We started the garden in 2019. We had discussions with the council back at the start of the year and wanted to turn this sort of unloved, overgrown space into a place where people could come and enjoy the garden and also take away ideas to do in their own homes and gardens, no matter sort of how small their space was.
Mariana and Susanna contacted me to see if the Residents Association would be able to help with setting this garden up. And at the time we circulated to all our residents and particularly the committee to see whether anybody was interested, and several of us were.
We started on site in about September 2019 and we have a group of amazing volunteers. We've got about sort of 8 local residents from all over Wokingham who come, who bring plants, who dig, who weed and sort of help us with the projects that we're doing here.
I guess one of the things I get involved in a lot are some of the construction type of projects in the garden. So myself and one of the volunteers, Paul, we were instrumental in installing the water butt, which is in the back of this wall behind us. So that's the only source of water we have in the gardens. It's very important for us to make sure we capture as much of that rainwater as possible. And then one of the other construction projects I've been involved in are our community compost bins behind us. So what we try and do is to gather up as much of the plant waste from around about the garden as we're doing a regular care and maintenance. All of that stuff goes into the compost heaps, and then that over the period of a year or 18 months starts to generate some amazing quality homegrown compost that we use to go back into the garden, give more nutrient into the plants and try and keep everything as sustainable as possible.
We started off, we've got 2 main beds, 2 pollinator beds that we started on, and all the plants in there are perennials. They're generally quite drought tolerant because we need to leave the garden, we can't be here 24 hours to look after it. And all are sort of encouraging birds and butterflies, hoverflies, all pollinators into the garden as well. We also have a edible hedgerow, which is full of crab apples, dog roses, hawthorns, again all things that eventually will give birds and mammals things to eat and will also actually look really nice in the garden as well.
I first met Susanna as a volunteer at the Chelsea Flower Show and I was amazed that she was doing a Wokingham garden. So I decided to join her. I love growing plants and so this has been an oasis for me to plant lots and lots of plants. And at the moment what I'm doing is I'm digging up seedlings from last year, I'm potting them up and then I will plant them back into places where we want them to grow this year. And I thoroughly enjoy myself here.
We've had amazing support from Wokingham in Bloom who've supported us to sort of start the garden, helped us sort of with our volunteers and sort of helped donate plants and other materials, so some of the wood chip, our compost bins to help us get the garden up and running.
And we found that lots of people will come and have really enjoyed visiting. We have a bench for people to sit on and the children seem to love the whole area.
Welcome to our community garden, and I'll maybe give you a little tour around the garden.
That'd be
now,
lovely, thank you very much.
Yeah. This is our bramble sort of hedge wall, which is actually fantastic for sort of moths. They feed on the leaves. And then this is our drought resistant bed. So we dug this at the end of October, just before the second lockdown. We had a delivery of plants from Wokingham Bloom through the archway.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you all, volunteers, for the work you're doing here at the Langborough Wildlife Garden. It's an amazing place, looks really fun for children, for people to sit quietly, and for the bees. Bumblebees, honeybees. Honeybees, of course, being my favourite, being a beekeeper, an apiarist. Some of the plants out there just for them is fantastic. I really, really do thank you for that. And I believe you'd like me to open one hotel, an hotel. And I'd love to do that.
Fantastic.
Did you want to join in with me?
Should
we do one ribbon
okay,
each?
let's go for it.
I'd like to declare this hotel well and truly open. And thank you all so much for everything you've done. Really appreciate it. Thank you.